Hello and welcome to another video, and welcome to Blackchurch Rock on the North Devon coast. So we're here to get some images today. I've come at high tide to try and utilise some of that water that's hitting the rock, and then as the tide goes out it's going to reveal some really beautiful leading lines that will lead us all the way up to the rock face. And there's two holes, I don't know if you can see them here, but you'll see them on the drone footage, that we'll shoot through, and it'll be a really nice composition. Sun's going to set in that direction though, so we're not going to get any nice, it is a sunrise location, so we're not going to get any nice light. So sunset is 6 o'clock and low tide is about 6 o'clock, so I'm not sure whether it's going to go out far enough for us to get that composition before the sun sets, but fingers crossed. Time is now 12 o'clock, so we are 6 hours away from sunset, so it leaves me enough time to get some compositions and follow that tide out and get some good images. So let me set up for my first composition. Right, so I'm set up for the first composition. We just had a nice bit of light hitting the top of the rock face there, and it's just gone away unfortunately. I've got my polarizer on and I'm in portrait, and I'm going to try and I want to try and use some of the water as it comes in, as it starts to come back out again, as a leading line that leads you into the rock. And I'm just going to focus about 2/3 down just up by this big rock here for my focal point, just to try and get everything in focus. I'm on f/16 15th of a second at ISO 100. I'm going to take that image as the waves crash up on the left of the rock, and hopefully as the water comes back out as it's receding as well. So hopefully I can get the two at the same time. Might be hit or miss, I'm not sure. Also, if you want to know the location of this place and want to know how to get here, stick around at the end of the video. I'll talk you through how to get down here. It's a bit of a trek, but it's worth it. So the tide is nearly halfway out now, I would say. It's just starting to expose the rocks. As you see, when the tide comes back, you'll just start to see the rocks there that will be used for the leading lines. So not too much longer now. A couple of tips for you if you're ever at the beach and you want to know if the tide's going in or out. Grab a dry rock, throw it down a little bit further than what the water is. Give it a couple of minutes. Always wait a couple of minutes, see if the rock gets wet. If not, you can get a little bit closer. And there's always those rogue waves though, so you've got to watch out for those. The other tip is, if you're using a tripod, extend the bottom legs before you extend the top two sections, because then the joints in your tripod won't get all sandy and covered in mess. Just extend the bottom ones and then it keeps all your joints dry. Those tips are exclusive, well the first one's exclusive to my channel. Nobody else has ever come out with that tip. It's literally a channel, it's a game changer. It's a game changer. So yeah. Enjoy that tip for free. Okay, so we've just come out to the back of the rock because there's been a little bit of access just here as the tide's gone out. So we're still waiting to get to the rest of the rock, but for a minute I'm just coming out here to see what I can get. So what I've done is I've set up my composition, so the rock's on the left of the image here, and we're using the water and these little rocks to balance the image a little bit. And hopefully what I'm going to do is wait until the wave comes in and just splashes over the rocks, just to give it that little bit of balance. And we're using 20th of a second, f/16, ISO 100. And the focal length is about 20 mil again. So I'll pop that image up on the screen, see what you think, let me know in the comments, and yeah, hopefully we should get onto that main part of the rock in a second. Okay, so I've come out as far as I can, and at the moment the tide still needs to go out a bit further. We need to be up here by these rocks, down here preferably, and at the moment the sun's directly behind us, so it's casting a nice big shadow, so that's going to be in the image. So we need to be quite far back in order to eliminate that shadow out of the image. So either that, or it's going to have to be a timer shot and then just move out of the way, whichever one's easier. But running across these rocks when they're wet might be a bit dodgy. So I'm going to take a couple of handheld shots, 160th of a second, f8, and I'm going to be on ISO 100 at about 22 mil focal length with a polarizer on, just to take the glare off of the water. And yeah, we'll see how they come out, but hopefully we've still got another hour and a half before the sun, well, not the sun, before the before the sun sets. So hopefully we can get out a bit further before then, but it's not looking great. So I'll pop the image up on the screen. Let me know what you think in the comments. Okay, the sun is about to go down behind that hill, and we are about to lose all the light, so I'm going to risk it for a biscuit, get a couple of handheld shots out further and see what I can come up with. I did want to get a long exposure, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen, because I think that sun's going to set quicker than this tide's going to go out. So I'm going to head across here and try and get a handheld without falling over on these slippery rocks of the archway whilst the sun's on the rock itself. So here we go, wish me luck. I need to be out here really, so you can start to see these leading lines that would make a really good image when the sun, if the sun stays, that would be great. So nearly there, but can I make it? Just bear in mind I'm doing this with a camera in my hand and a vlogging camera, so it's a bit tricky. Just get a little bit higher. Oh, I think might be all right. Might be all right. We're still looking at a bit of a splash coming in here. See how far out I can get. Things I do for this channel. Okay, I am in front. I'm going to try and get an image. It may not be a long exposure, but at least it will be an image. About to lose the sun, so whoa. This is about as far as I'm going to go out. So I'm going to get the shot. I'll see you in a sec. Right, so I hope this was worth the effort and you enjoyed those images and the views of this Blackchurch Rock. Magnificent views, the sun's just going down, so it just leaves me to say thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.
So here are the directions to Blackchurch Rock. If you follow the directions on the What 3 Words address, it will take you to the car park on the left. You want to park up in the car park, which is free at the moment, and then head down the path to the right, following it down until you get to the farmhouse. When you get to the farmhouse, you want to turn right and head down a muddy path. As you get down the muddy path, you'll come to a gate. You want to head through the gate and then keep heading down, and you'll come to a fork in the road. Take the left turn and then head straight down to the beach. It's about a 20 to 30 minute walk depending on how fast you walk, mostly downhill and very uneven on the feet. It can also be quite muddy in the winter, so just make sure you've got some walking boots or some wellies and you should be fine. When you get to the beach, you'll be greeted with very cobbly ground and it's very uneven underfoot, so just be careful when walking around. I nearly fell over a few times, and you'll also might have to balance across this log if it's still there, depending on when you go down. But there was a log there that I could walk across, as you can see. And that's it. You're at Blackchurch Rock. Enjoy.